always like to ask directors of your stature this. When you first walked on the set on the day one of the Addams Family as a director, you had been on many sets before. You've worked on many things before. What was that feeling? You're like, oh, this is all on me. Everything is riding on my shoulders. I'm the director now. I'm not, working with a director or as a cinematographer. How did that feel?
Well, two things. One, as a cinematographer, I always felt everything was on my shoulders.
Yeah,
that I had to make the day. I mean, Penny Marshall would do 15 master takes and then go into coverage of extras who now are getting upgraded because she's giving them lines. And none of this will be in the movie. And I'm looking at my watch saying, oh my God, we have 20 setups today and we're about to have lunch in an hour and we're still on the master. I always felt it was always my responsibility in any position, whether I was the or the director. However, having said that, and by the way, as a director, I was equally nervous and threw up constantly because I had a weak stomach. I was constantly throwing up on the set of Blood Simple, which was the first thing I ever did. What I did on Addams Family, which was, if I may say so myself, really smart, and I continue it to this day, is I never understand directors that hire weak people so that they can feel stronger.
Yes.
My feeling, I'm going to get all the credit anyway. Let me get people way smarter than me. So I had Dede Allen. So instead of thinking, I want a first-time editor so I don't feel insecure around someone who's done this for 40 years, I said, I want to find someone who's done this for 40 years. So I've got Dede Allen as the editor and also as the cameraman. This was you got a minute? I'll tell you a story.
Please. We've got all the time in the world, sir.
So, as a cameraman becoming a director, I looked at the other cameramen who had become directors. Gordon Willis, one of the greats, shot all the Godfather movies.
Prince of Darkness.
From Heaven, Woody Allen. Yeah, right.
Prince of Darkness,
Prince of Darkness, right? Or Bobby Greenhut says, this man lights for radio.
That's a great... Oh, I'm going to steal that line. Oh, that's a fantastic line.
That's a good line, yeah. So Willis directs one movie called Windows. Bill Fraker, one of the greats, directs one movie called The Legend of the Lone Ranger. And John Alonzo, who shot Chinatown and Farewell My Lovely, one of the greats, shoots one movie called FM. Why did none of those three cameramen, all much better than me, really great cameramen, why did they fail? Why were they only able to direct one movie? In each case, they moved their camera operator up to being the DP. What that meant is they didn't want to give up the camera. They didn't want to get someone better than them, which would force them to be the director. They really wanted to feel comfortable by being able to go back to that camera. So I said to myself, if I'm going to succeed, I need a cameraman so much better than me that I won't say, shouldn't the 10K go over there? Because then I'm not talking to the actors, right? And what my biggest fear was the actors, because I've become friends with the actors as a DP, but I've never directed actors, So I hired Owen Roizman, who shot the French Connection movies, all Tootsie, all these great movies, so that it would force me away from the camera and force me to actually direct actors. And what I discovered was that I loved actors, which I didn't love when I was a DP. I liked them and would hang out with them, but they never hit their marks. They would rehearse things one way and then play it another way when they came out of hair and makeup and knew their lines. So for me, the actors were the big unknown because I knew my way around a set, obviously.
Sure.
What I didn't know is, did I have any method of talking to actors? And what I discovered is, all I want actors to do is talk fast. If they talk fast, they don't have time to act. And you don't want to see acting. You want to see reality you want to see pace, you want to see energy,
Right.
and you never want to see acting. So after every take, all I ever say to actors is, can we do one more like 10 times faster? Everyone, 10 times faster, just for fun. One more time, everyone talk much faster. And that's always the one you use. And that's what I kind of discovered. And as little as I know about film history, as someone who has exclusively directed and shot comedies, and by the way, stylizing comedies is really hard.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why Rudin hired me, because it's rare to see a comedy with visual style, you know?
Yeah, it's usually very flat or very, you know, just because comedy's playing for the gags, not playing for the lights.
That's right. But so my favorite movies were Howard Hawks comedies, like Bringing Up Baby and His Girl Friday, and all the Preston Sturges comedies.
Oh,
you know,
great.
Palm Beach Stories, Sullivan's Travel, and everyone, no one's listening. They're just talking. No one's even waiting to understand what someone just said. They're just talking right over the next line. And that's the way I love it. And on a series of unfortunate events, when other directors were directing, sometimes I'd be up in my office working on edits of previous episodes and all that. And Melina Weissman, who played Violet on the series, would come up to me when there was another director and say, I always know when you've arrived on stage, because the director will come to all of us and say, let's just do one much faster. Meaning, oh, Barry's here. He's going to like say that. So let me say it before he does. So, yes, it was really scary, but it wasn't because I was on a movie set. It was because I was going to have to talk to actors and I didn't know what that was going to be like.